Week 16 continues out east, where the Bombers roll into Ottawa for their second meeting of the season against the Red Blacks, with crossover implications looming large. Winnipeg is hoping to snap a 3-game slide, very rare for them, although the second of the season. And, well, a huge one for Ottawa. Pretty much must-win situation here. They do welcome back QB1. To discuss that, we have Paul Lapalisse, who's not wearing Red Blacks gear. He's wearing his Team Canada swag. So let's just clarify that early here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Drew Brown. Obviously, the last time these two teams played in August, he got injured in this game, but this is the guy they need to have a great game. He uses his legs well. He can do a lot of things. Speaking of using legs well, Brady Oliveira, 15 carries, 116 yards, 7.7-yard average. Why do anything else, Dustin? Give this guy the football, mix in some Strava runs. You have a good day.
And they're trying to snap that losing streak, like I mentioned. They are 3-2 against the East, but they have just 2 wins on the road this season, do the Bombers. Those came against BC and Montreal. And Bob Dice, 3 of the Red Blacks' 4 wins this year actually came against Western opponents. So maybe something to build on there for Dice and his Red Blacks. Winnipeg won the coin toss. Said they want the football, so they're going to get it. And we are underway at TD Place in Ottawa. Thank you very much for joining us. Babel will take it just outside the 10. A good burst. Broke a couple of tackles, still pushes ahead. And finally, we'll get stopped around the 35. That'll give us our first look at the day. It's starting quarterback Chris Streveler.
What I liked about Chris Streveler last week, there was 8 called run plays, Dustin, where they're trying to get him. He doesn't have to throw the football. Like, he's got great legs. He's got the ability to run over people in the run game. I think they got to use some quarterback run game to help him be successful in the course of this game. Very powerful runner, but facing the second best run defense in the Canadian Football League, this Red Blacks defense is really good at stopping the run.
They only give up 89 yards per game on the ground. Held Brady Oliveira in check last time they met as well. And they will start it on the ground to Brady. And he gets 2, maybe 3 yards up to the 40. Brady Oliveira is coming off a big game against the Ticats.
Yeah, and we talked about it off the top, over 116 yards. His ability to just take games over, and you watch him. One of the best things he's got is balance. You see that balance right there where he can just bounce off people and keep his feet moving. Like, that's what you want out of your tailback. Low center of gravity, great balance.
Streveler gets this one away quickly, and it pops out. Defended well on the play by Shakir Brown, and that'll bring up an early 3rd down here for the Bombers.
Quick throw. This could be just a really quick slant with a vertical route, and the quarterback really's just got to get the ball to him very quickly as he comes in. It's harder to make this throw to the wide side of the field. I know the hash is moved, but Shakir Brown's in a great position to go ahead and make a play on that football.
Damage Machine will hang one up there. Dedmon takes it just inside the 25 in his return to the lineup. And a flag does get thrown as he stopped just short of the 35. 47-yard kick on the play.
Devontae Dedmon will come back into the lineup.
During the return, illegal block, Ottawa number 99. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Dedmon on the roster is William Stanbeck comes off the roster with an injury. So here's Drew Brown's numbers, 3 games with 300 yards passing. Here's a sneaky thing I like about him, watching him, Dustin, is his ability to use his legs. He's not going to be some of the quarterbacks who are trying to pull the ball down and run with it for 1st downs. He always says, I exhaust every opportunity to throw the football as I'm scrambling around looking for throws. It's been very good for this Red Blacks offensive unit.
This is his 26th career start, 12-12-1 in the first 25, and has thrown for 300 yards in 11 of those 25 starts. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 25. Brown over the middle, down the field, and he drops it in there just inside the 45. And it'll be Pimpleton with the first catch of the ball game for the home side.
Sometimes the game be really simple. I have a really good receiver I got a good relationship with. I'm going to throw it to him right in the middle of the field. You can see that's run a guy off, turn around, face the quarterback, locate the football. Pimpleton's speed's going to get the backside players to back up. Great first play.
18 yards to Pimpleton to get things going. Now a quick hitter. And that is pushed ahead. Another first down. Let's take a look at Ottawa's starting offense as they get Gino Lewis involved for the first time today.
Drew Desjardins draws it into the right tackle spot with the injury to Parker Moore. He's going to step in and play that position. He hasn't got a lot of experience at. Justin Hardy, 9 catches, 100 yards last week, and a spectacular touchdown. 300-yard games this season. Talented player from East Carolina.
12 yards to Gino Lewis, and a nice start here for Drew Brown in his return to the lineup. Now they'll run it right up the middle. Really nowhere to go. Let's take a look at the Bombers' defense.
Willie Jefferson's got only 2 sacks this season, but you obviously got to know where he is. And facing Drew Desjardins, that'll be interesting to see how that progresses through the course of the game. Reddick Ramsey last week matched a career high with 8 tackles versus Hamilton. Had a great talk with him. And Jamal Parker back in the lineup at an injury at the field corner.
Brown, pitch and catch, and another first down. Boy, Lapo, Ottawa is moving this ball very well here. That time to Justin Hardy for 12.
And you can see what happens when you're doing really good things on first down. You're 2nd and 5. They have 6 receivers out. Teams play zone. There's going to be a space in the zone. You just got to catch the ball, locate it to Hardy for the first down. So good first down productivity helping this Red Blacks offense.
A perfect start to the game for Brown as they take it down inside the Winnipeg 45 on this first possession of the game. Brown moves to his right, down the field, drops it in there inside the 15. He finds Braylon Addison, and boy, Brown is moving this ball all over the field early.
Little zone read off the edge, pull it, get higher than the defense. They have a corner out in the back of the end zone. You read this down the ladder. He checks the deep shot first. Nobody in the deep corner. Braylon Addison, great catch. Really good first drive here by the Red Blacks.
A 31-yard strike to Addison. Ottawa into the red zone for the first time today, where they are 63% on the year. Adeboboye takes the ball down inside the 10. Not much further. The crowd here at TD Place loving what they're seeing in a near must-win situation for Ottawa.
Yeah, beautiful day here in Ottawa. A lot of people in the stands. A lot of people walking up the catwalk getting here from the great restaurants and areas in this downtown core.
About 16 degrees at kickoff. Not a cloud in the sky here in the nation's capital. Addison will slide in next to his quarterback. Now back out into the slot. 3 to the left, 3 to the right for Brown. Shirley looking to throw. How about a corner route? Got it! Touchdown, Ottawa! Drew Brown connects. Addison holds it in. And the Red Blacks strike first.
Great understanding of the coverage. Drew Brown sees both corner and halfback low. Takes the high corner route. You tell him just run to the back pylon. I'll meet you there with the football. Addison on a great route, but great understanding of what the coverage was for Drew Brown. Great drive to start the game and get this crowd involved. Put some pressure on Winnipeg. Team on the road without their quarterback. Great first drive for Ottawa.
Lewis Ward for a 7-point lead here early. Low snap, set well, and he smokes it home. And that was an impressive drive for Ottawa to start this game. 85 yards on 7 plays. Braylon Addison has his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year, and Ottawa has a lead.
A 7-play, 85-yard drive, and this is what you're going to see. 5 passes, 2 runs. A lot of put the ball in Drew Brown's hands and this talented receiving core. Move downfield, move the launch point, get Braylon Addison a couple of touches as they're moving it, and find him in the back of the end zone for the corner route. Great start by the Red Blacks. Great job in the red zone, finishing with a 7.
63% in the red zone this year.
Big improvement. The last couple of years, they're one of the worst in the Canadian Football League, to be all the way up 3rd best in the red zone. been impressive for this Red Blacks. So
they also are completing passes between Crum and Brown at over 71%, which is a franchise high mark right now. We'll see if they can continue that with Brown here today. Vavel will take it just inside the 15. Can he find a path here in the early going? Not this time. Trying to fight out of it. And eventually he'll get stopped just short of the Winnipeg 35. Chris Streveler will have the ball when we return in his 17th career start in the Canadian Football League. Well, Winnipeg has lost 3 in a row, including last week to Hamilton. But here's a look at what Streveler did. 18 of 29, 241 yards. Touchdown, had a rush touchdown as well, which doesn't surprise many people.
Had a pick 6, and one of the things you talk about always with, sometimes for the quarterback, he takes the stat of the interception, but, when I watched that interception last week, Dusty, I thought both receivers could have helped him. They didn't do a very good job blocking on the perimeter, and it was an amazing catch by Jamal Peters to return. I know Streveler wears that, but they got to play better as a team around it.
Yeah, a couple of picks last week for Streveler. They're going to hand it off here. Let's take a look at the Bombers starting offense, as that one doesn't really go anywhere. A couple yards on the play.
I think offensively, Pat Neufeld's got to have a really good game. He's going to be tasked with, creating these lanes to run the football against this really talented defense of the Red Blacks against the run. And Nick Dempsey, with 1 reception, he's going to pass one of my favorite all-times, Clarence Denmark, to reach number 5 all-time in receptions for the Bombers. Congratulations to Nick on that. He's in really good company. Clarence Denmark, Terrence Edwards, and a good crew of talented Bomber receivers.
Dembski had 128 yards in the first meeting of the season between these two clubs. Streveler in trouble, trying to escape, and he will not. Taken down by Darius Pickett, his 2nd sack of the season.
You're going to see everybody covered on the inside. And as Streveler is looking to the left, can't find anything, but there's a little bit of twist on the left-hand side. And you can see Pickett coming off the edge of the defense to create an opportunity for the sack. Pickett's so talented coming off from his field Sam linebacker position. Impressive.
Kick to Pimpleton. And Pimpleton trying to find a little bit of space. A couple of nice moves now midfield. They'll try to run him down, and they will slow him down eventually. He will step out of bounds. But great field position for the Red Blacks, who lead early at home. Well, Devontae Dedmon returning to the lineup today for Ottawa, but Pimpleton has done a great job filling in for him.
Tied for 2nd in the Canadian Football League with 2 kick return touchdowns. His explosiveness is amazing. And I remember 1 year ago, I am being at training camp here at the Red Blacks, sitting there talking with Sean Burke, watching practice. I'm like, who is this little returner? And they go, this guy is very special. He's going to be something. And at first, you just thought he was going to be a great returner. He had some returning opportunities. Some injuries happened. Had to step in at receiver and just proved to be as talented as a receiver. Even though he's a diminutive size, he makes great catches throughout the course of the game.
A backbreaker earlier this season against Winnipeg, and now they'll toss it to him. And he'll be wrapped up by Jamal Parker.
And you can see always trying to get different ways to get playmakers the ball in space. That's a misdirection play. I call that a one-block play. You don't have to worry about blocking all those big guys inside, Dustin. You just get a block on the perimeter with your 2 receivers, get the ball. It's another return for Pimpleton.
Pimpleton does not have a receiving touchdown yet this year. Something to continue to monitor here. Brown looks down the middle of the field for Addison, and that one over the head of Retta Cramdy, who was in coverage. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Addison's going to come out of the backfield, and he's going to be matched up with Retta Cramdy. As the inside, you see Cramdy running with him stride for stride on the seam route. Just a really good coverage by Cramdy. It's got to be a perfect location. The location's off a little bit. It's a good stop by the Bombers there.
Ottawa forced to kick it away. Getman Leone out. Kicks that one down inside the 15, and it bounces out. Don't miss the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown, Task, an HBO original series starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo, is now streaming only on Crave. I'm a big Ruffalo guy myself.
I love Mayor of Easttown. That was an excellent show. So if this show will be anything like it, I'm in. I'm in.
I hope he turns into the Hulk at some point of the new show. Just out of nowhere. You did not see that coming.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
This drive starts from the Bomber 11 for Strebler. Fakes the handoff, moves to his right, and throws at the feet of the intended target with some pressure in his face. Let's take a look at this Ottawa defense this afternoon.
Mike Wakefield, he's helped this team, as I've talked about already, the second best run defense. You're going to watch him against the guards today. Can he be a force, put things inside? You just saw it a second ago. Darius Pickett helped stop the run with 5 tackle for losses. He just turned Strebler back, and Adrian Fry, get to watch him in boundary halfback spot as he jumps into it today.
Adrian Fry, 26-year-old, second year out of Texas Tech. And a second and long for Strebler. He'll move Dembski over in the slot to his right. He's got 4 options out there. Pressure coming. Gets it away. Finds a man. It's going to be close to a first down. And now a first down with the extra effort from Ontario Wilson. And Winnipeg will move the chains.
A little bit of pressure. You're going to see pressure from Pickett, a low zone player, and a high player. And then the ball goes out into the flat to Wilson. He makes the low player miss. A little bit extra effort to get that position for the first down. So that's great effort, recognizing and making the low player miss and beating Pickett splits.
A little bit of breathing room now for Strebler in this offense. Ottawa shows some pressure. He's going to toss it to Brady. Wrapped up immediately on the play. Cormier, tackle for a loss.
There's Zach Galaris, obviously helping out, writing some stuff down. You know, one thing you talk to Strebler about, you know, what do you like about your quarterback room? It's one of the crucial rooms, Dusty, in a football team, and he just said, hey, Zach brings ideas every week to help me. He's involved. He loves the game. You know, certainly having a veteran like that who's so in tune to all the ways and means of the Canadian Football League has been great for Chris Strebler.
Galaris watching on as Strebler with flags flying, gets it away. Wheatfall wrapped up and taken down by Brown on the second and long, but there is a flag.
Offside. Ottawa number 94. 5-yard penalty will repeat, second down.
Lorenzo Molden offside.
Lorenzo Molden right there. Jumps off sides on the hard count. A little bit. Ball snapped. He's in the neutral zone.
Second and a little more manageable here, facing 7 yards. Brady Oliveira, 3 carries so far today for just 3 yards. Ottawa has kept him in check thus far. Strebler looks over the middle, down the field, down the middle, and a flag flies as Dembski went down. Looked like their feet may have collided. Working against Adrian Fry, I believe.
So you're going to get here a corner route and 2 hitches, I believe. They take the corner route. I believe this is going to be accidental
pass interference. Ottawa number 22. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And again, I know people want to boo, but that's accidental pass interference, right? As he's running, he's in position to make the play, right? When they get caught up right here, right? That's impeding Dembski's opportunity. So it's not the big one that's going to go from a spot foul. It's just going to be a 10-yard penalty. And like you said, Dustin, it's keep moving the chains, helping his Bombers get out of a backed up situation.
Yeah, this is a drive that started on the Winnipeg 11. They'll now scrimmage from the 35, so starting to flip the field a little bit here, trailing by 7 with just over 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. First meeting of the season went to the Bombers on a walk-off from Castillo, 30-27 win. Now they'll hand it off to Brady. That's one of his better runs of the day, and he pushes it out beyond the 40 for about 7 yards, 6 or 7 yards on that first down touch.
And these are the things I like here. You know, when the Bombers get 5 to 6 yards here, they're in a good position. Well, now I think for the Bombers to be successful, you got to have some Chris Streveler runs here, Dusty, too. Give him an opportunity where he's just going to run a quarterback draw, any type of quarterback isolation, so it doesn't have, you don't have to put him throwing the ball 30 times a game.
Yeah, nothing from Streveler on the ground so far in this game. He's 1 of 3 for 11 yards through the air. Back on the ground, and Brady finds a little bit of room, pushes it down into Ottawa territory, lunging down inside the 50, and that'll get Oliveira fired up.
Good push at the point of attack, and Brady's going to bounce it all the way back. Good zone blocking, and as the nose guard gets pushed a little bit, he bounces it right outside. He has great patience and understanding where this ball is going to hit and where to work.
21 yards on that rumble for Oliveira. First and 10 from the Ottawa 48. Streveler in a little bit of trouble, trying to escape on the run to his left, and he will be tracked down and taken down by Aiden John. Picked up a couple of yards on the scramble.
REDBLACKS defense is trying to force Chris Streveler to see pictures he's not used to. You have the strong side linebacker blitzing on that play, and Lucas Cormier at the weak side linebacker trying to pressure him and try to put him in a position where he can't see the pictures. Protection broke down a little bit. He had to scramble. So good pressure on the outside by the REDBLACKS, bringing both their linebackers on perimeter blitzes.
A big second down here, bordering on Castillo field goal range. Ottawa sends 5. Streveler over the middle, intercepted, taken away by Santos Knox, and the REDBLACKS defense steps up and gets the job done. Streveler not happy. It's his 11th interception thrown of the season, and the first for Santos Knox the other way for Ottawa.
Javon Santos Knox with a great interception. A Streveler defense doing good thing. There's going to be a pressure right here. All right, I'm going to drop that. Don't roll it yet, guys. And then they're going to bail out there. Javon Santos Knox is going to come from the line of scrimmage. And when you see this dig coming, pause it right there, guys, if you can. If you pause, there's a player right there. Streveler's trying to throw it across the field, but you got to throw it sooner because Santos Knox is in a position where nobody can help him. Easy interception, Santos Knox. Streveler has a hard time seeing where he is in that spot. Can't throw that ball that far across the field. Good execution by the defense. There's a lot of pressure from this REDBLACKS defense trying to confuse Streveler, runs and passes.
Just didn't pick up Santos Knox dropping back off the line.
Yeah, well, he drops out of the line, but sooner or later, as you're trying to throw that dig, you have to have vision of what's back behind you. And if you can't see it, don't throw it on that side.
Ottawa takes over on their own 47. Brown throwing again. Gets it in the hands of Dedman. It'll actually be a loss on the play. Oh, Drew Brown returning to the lineup. Last time we saw him, it was against the Bombers in Week 11.
Yeah, and a couple of spectacular using his leg. This throw he made, there's a throw early in this game. Was just amazing using his legs. Went down to this game, and as we remember, Dustin Crum came in, tied this game up, and the Bombers were able to kick a field goal to end it. But certainly, he brings a lot to the table for this offense.
A 2nd and 12 for Brown here. He's got 3 options out to his left, 2 to his right. Looks over the middle, now throws to the right. Gino Lewis has it, and he's got a first down. They needed 12, got about 13. All right, let's get a little bit more on Drew Brown, sending it down to Claire Hanna.
Well, Drew Brown worked so hard this this offseason to get his body ready for the CFL season. That's why when he missed 5 games due to injury, it took such a toll on him. He told me bluntly, it sucks. Now, there were moments when he pressed the training staff suggesting that maybe he was healthier than he was because he wanted to play so badly. And every time he couldn't get in and knew he wouldn't be cleared, he said he'd sulk for 24 hours, but he'd try to hide it to his teammates. Well, he stuck it out with the process every week, trying to create value in the quarterback room. And now that he's back, he's clearly excited. We saw that first drive, but he's also been given a level of gratitude to be able to go out there, compete, and be with his teammates on the field, guys.
Great for the Red Blacks to have him back. He's 8 of 9 to start this game and almost has 100 yards passing in the first quarter.
One of the things I asked him is like, how did you get good at Canadian Football League at an early age, your time in the Bombers? He said, I ran a lot of run and shoot. When I was at Hawaii, we had a lot of concepts that were very similar to run in the Canadian Football League, a lot of read routes and option routes. So he credits his time in the run and shoot at Hawaii.
Brown out into the flat. Spin move from Addison. Gets about half of what they need, close to 5, at least 4, and that'll do it for the opening quarter here. The Ottawa REDBLACKS looking pretty good on both sides of the ball. Drew Brown is back. He's 9 of 10, and their defense already with 1 interception of Chris Strepler. They lead 7-0. Welcome back to Ottawa, the CFL coverage. We're going to switch gears and take a look at a little flag football and pretty successful IFAF Americas for both the Canadian women and the Canadian men, Lapo.
Yeah, we're in Panama last week from Wednesday on and had a great tournament. First of all, the women went undefeated. They upset Mexico, and then they were playing the gold medal game, and unfortunately for them, the weather was inclement. After 2 hours, they canceled the game, and Mexico got the win with a 12-0.
Tell me about this.
Yes,
Tell me about this.
We played in the bronze medal game. We went 3-1 and played Mexico, lost to Mexico, but then finished with Panama and won the bronze medal for our teams. So looking forward to continuing to build our roster as we head to try to make to the Olympic in a couple of years.
I know I can't get the medal, but can I get one of these? Can I get one of these pullovers?
I'm wearing gear. Every quarter I'm going to wear different gear. You guys get to Football Canada's website, get some of this awesome flag football gear.
They look sharp, no doubt about it. There you go. This guy looks sharp to start the game as well. Drew Brown finds Hardy, just 1 incompletion so far. This won't be enough for a first down. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Great recognition. Demario Houston came off his corner spot, recognized this is a behind the line of scrimmage screen, makes a huge stop to prevent the first down.
So it will be a field goal attempt as Ottawa will look for a 10-point lead. Lewis Ward. This will be a 42-yard attempt from just inside that left hash. That is up, and it is wide. It'll be brought back out by Vavel. Vavel, can he find a block or two? Gets a couple, takes it up to the 20. Vavel cuts it back, stays on his feet. How about this? Are you kidding me? Vavel with a couple of spectacular moves, and he is out of here. See you later. Vavel, house call, missed field goal, return touchdown, and the Bombers have life.
For Winnipeg to win games like this when they have a quarterback who hasn't performed to the highest level, they need plays like this. And they need their special teams to step up. They need their defense to step up. Trey Vavel makes an amazing football play here. Hey, this is the easiest play to score. The stats say missed field goal returns get more touchdowns than any other play in football. Why? Because you got a lot of offensive linemen trying to cover all the width of the field, and you have great returners like this.
Looked like he might have been running out of room along that sideline, but he cut it back in, found a ton of space, and nobody is catching that guy.
There was a block in the back, but unfortunately it was Teron Vrede and Bless Mentala. Two of the same players hit each other and kind of created a little bit of space. 2 Red Blacks bumped into each other. I think that's what created some of the extra space. taking it out from this far. And again, just has to get around, make that first one miss. Couple nice blocks on the perimeter, and then he's going to run with speed, get a good block on the kicker, and then you cut the weak arm on the holder or the snapper, and then it's off to the races.
Well, a shot in the arm that Winnipeg desperately needed, and it comes from Vavel. Punt return touchdown this year, kick return touchdown this year, and now a missed field goal return touchdown as well. Quickly becoming a very dangerous threat, filling a spot that Winnipeg had been trying to find somebody to step up since they let Janarian Grant go, and Vavel has done an excellent job. Latest example right there. Now this will drop into Dedman. Takes it just inside the 20, and he's got a little bit of room. They'll try to track him down from behind, but he does return it beyond the 40. I think he saw a little bit of space too and wanted more out of that one.
Devontae Dedman, just such a powerful lower body, special teams player of the year a couple of seasons ago here in Ottawa, and I can remember being on the sidelines, Dusty, and teams would just not even try to kick to him. They would just kick away. How frustrated he was, just how great a football player he was, and how much of a game changer he was in 2021.
Yeah, 2021 he had just an absolutely incredible season. Ottawa begins this drive on their own 42. Adeboboye in the game at running back. Brown wants to throw again. Down the middle of the field, coming back and getting it. Great job by Hardy to circle back to that ball. And he's got his third catch of the ball game. 18 yards.
First and 10, one of the things you want to make sure you can do is take some shot plays. You're going to have two players out in the route, and then sooner or later a comeback's going to show. But it's max protection, and then you run what teams like to call, you're starting to run a corner, and then you break down and run a hitch out of it. You call it a bite route. You're starting to run the corner route, get the guy running, and come right back down your stem. But great protection by the Red Blacks to make that play work.
This time Brown will hand it off. Adeboboye looking for some space. A couple of yards on that first down carry. And it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Red Blacks.
One of the chess matches is going to go on in this scenario is, and I talked to Retta Kramdi about it this week. So what do you have to worry about this team? He's like so much on the line of scrimmage stuff from Tommy Condell and this offense and Drew Brown, where they're going to do what's called Kodak. They're going to stop and start the cadence, trying to look at what the defense is doing, and they're going to change their plays. You can see it happening right now. They're kind of looking at the defense and going to make changes as the play goes on.
4 options out to that right side for Brown. Looks to the left and dumps it off to Addison. Addison assesses things, cuts it back, looking for a block. And he'll eventually get a couple yards out of this, but that will bring up 3rd down. And they will punt this one away. Noah Getman, his 2nd punt of the day. Tall kicker, 6'5". Couple 100 pounds, big lanky body. Hangs this one up there. Vavel watches it, and it bounces in and through the end zone. Well, Vavel generating something positive for the Bombers. Takes it back on the missed field goal, and he was home free at about midfield. A no-doubter for Trey Vavel. There's a look at rookie punter Noah Getman, who's been called into duty today.
Yeah, unfortunately, Richie Leone's mother passed away, and so Richie went home to be with the family and be with the services. So on behalf of all of us at TSN, Richie Leone's been an outstanding individual for the Canadian Football League, and obviously this organization wish him and his family the best for the loss of their mother.
Big part of this organization for a long time. Thoughts are with the family. Red Blacks leading here 8-7 after that single. Brady Oliveira with a little bit of blocking from Strevler. Brady Oliveira gets 4 more on the ground. And he continues to move up this list, now passing Russ Jackson for 8th all-time in Canadian rushing yards.
Congratulations, that's a big number and a lot of football left, I'm sure, to play.
Fitting place to do it for Brady. Now he's going to head over to the left. Strevler wanted to go up the middle, bouncing around, pushing ahead, trying to find a couple more yards. But he'll be stopped 2 yards shy of a first down.
Looked like a design quarterback sneak, empty everybody out of the backfield. As Brady goes out of there, it's now a quarterback draw. The hard part of quarterback draws, and especially when you get empty, the defensive line is going to twist to create Strevler's stopping his feet and not having a good opportunity to have a rushing lane for the quarterback draw. So really good play by the Red Blacks defense of twisting and making it difficult for that quarterback draw to work.
I think O'Shea thought about this briefly.
A little long.
Yeah, a little bit long. It's just under 2 yards. So they decide to kick it away. Davison Sheen in the direction of Dedmon. Takes it at the 12. Trying to find some space, but he's wrapped up and taken down from behind. Gino Lewis putting together a nice year in Ottawa. Welcome back to TD Place in Ottawa as Gino Lewis moves up another spot, passing pinball into 56, the all-time receiving yards list.
Dramatic. It's just so great to have him in system-wise. I know when Sean Burke brought him, had the ability to bring him in, he was so excited to get this big play receiver, big target, somebody can just spot the ball to. Quarterbacks want guys that they can spot the ball anywhere, and he's going to go up and make the catch and high point the ball.
Play another 10 years and take a run at G-Roy. Top of that list, here's Brown. Near sideline, and Gino couldn't get back to that one, working against Jamal Parker.
One-on-one on the perimeter. Run with speed. Get Jamal Parker backed up, and then curl and come back. That's what you call a pivot comeback. You pivot toward the sideline on your comeback, just a little bit outside for Drew Brown. But again, this is somebody that they felt that was going to increase their ability to just throw it up to big guys on the perimeter.
Just the second incompletion of the game for Brown, who leads himself in a 2nd and 10 here. Gino at the bottom of your screen, going up against Parker again. Brown looks back in that direction, basically run the same thing, and Lewis hauls it in.
Gotta love that. Are you kidding me? Hey, let's run it again. You're gonna locate it this time. Pretty much the exact same thing, just a true comeback. Great throw, and you have to throw these with anticipation. You watch Drew, he throws it before he's out of his break. You can't stop it if it's thrown on time, and you've got a receiver with great hands and body control.
136 yards through the air for Drew Brown midway through the 2nd quarter. He's got another completion. Getting everybody involved today. That's the first catch for Keelan White. 8 yards on that one.
Little curl route to the wide side of the field for Keelan White. Done a really nice job of this first round pick for this Red Blacks football team. Forced into playing a little bit earlier to injuries, but I know they've loved having Keelan White in the building.
Pretty talented receiver group, fitting in well as a rookie. Now they'll hand it off, and that's going to be enough for a first down as they get it back to Adeboboye. And they'll move the sticks.
Adeboye getting a lot more carries with William Stanback banged up and injured. And then you watch, you can see at times you're going to add in receivers to come. You see Keelan White getting a big block. See Justin Hardy in there. That's when it's 3 yards. You just put everybody close to the line of scrimmage and you let your tailback just find. There's a mass of hell and creation in there, Dusty. You're just trying to find a spot to get through there, man.
Adeboye averaging 5 yards per carry so far today. This time it's Braylon Addison. And he'll get about 3 yards on that touch.
Nice. Nice. Dusty, this is good. Me and you doing a game.
Yeah,
week 1 was the first time we did a game, I think.
Have we not done one since then?
What happened is we were supposed to do Calgary, and Dwayne had to come to Calgary because the Air Canada strike. We were supposed to do an Edmonton game, I think, and I had to stay out east and do 3 games.
Well, I'll say this. I missed you, Lapo.
All right. Me too, buddy.
I've just been following along as a huge fan of flag football.
Oh,
everything
that's pretty awesome.
There, yeah.
That's pretty great.
Brown drops back. Tight window, and that's intercepted. Taken away and brought back down the field. Cam Allen. First CFL interception. Right place, right time. Turnover. Drew Brown got that one in there. A little too hot. Cam Allen says thank you very much.
Cam Allen with a great interception. Let's talk about the pattern concept first. We're going to go like this. We're going to go here, and we're going to have an underneath player. Now, watch as this play starts rolling. DeMario Houston makes it really difficult. Hold it right there, guys. See, he starts to squeeze in. He doesn't stay in his zone out here, so he's constricting. We've got a player here. We've got a lot of constriction. You got to throw it all over that space. Too much space. Cam Allen's right there over the top for the interception, but really good squeezing the holes by the Bomber defense to create the interception.
Cam Allen out of Purdue, where he had 13 interceptions in college.
Sometimes difficult to throw that high up into that space as everybody converges. Nice play by Cam Allen. That secondary squeezing that zone on the cutter play that the Red Blacks like to run so much.
First miscue of the day from Drew Brown. Bombers less than 50 yards of total offense so far in this one, but great field position. Strevler finding a little bit of space. Here goes Strevler, cuts it back in, down to the 20. Strevler to the 10. Can he find the end zone? Stop, just short. What a run from Strevler. They'll mark him out of the 1. 36 yards for number 17.
Strevler, big run. They're going to go tempo here at the 1 yard line. Right, they're trying to go as quickly as they can. Don't allow the defense to go when you put the ball at the 1 yard line. Go unbalanced for their quarterback sneak right there. Big touchdown drive.
And they finish the job. Strevler getting just enough.
This is what we talked about. How do you have other things to Strevler? One of his strengths is he is great running with football. He's got good speed. All right, have a controlled package of a couple of plays that he can do that are run plays. That was a quarterback counter they just ran. Gave him an opportunity. Red Blacks can't fit it.
There's another look at the touchdown.
Thank you.
Right there. Broke the plane. And what a turn of events here. Special teams, defense, one big play from Strevler, and just like that, Winnipeg 14 points on the board and a 6-point cushion on the road in Ottawa.
Yeah. And there's been some good pictures from Drew Brown. I like their first quarter, so we're going to have a great game this afternoon and a beautiful day in Ottawa. Okay, let's take a look at this from the end zone. What I want to show you, this is what's called a gap scheme, where everybody's going to pull. Two linemen are going to pull. One's going to kick out, one's going to go up here. But they're going to fake a receiver going this way. And then Strevler is going to be the ball carrier. Normally it's the tailback, but it's Strevler's going to be. So you go misdirection, faking Dembski's going to ball, but then he follows to two kick-out blocks. Neufeld gets a huge block, and there's nobody on the second level. Wilson with a great block, and Strevler uses his speed, works the width of the field to get the ball down to the one. Very good execution. And again, keep doing this. I don't care if Strevler throws it. I won a game with Strevler as my quarterback, and I think we threw 11 times in the football game. Just give him opportunities to run the football.
That is the second longest run of Strevler's career at 36 yards, as a 38er on the resume as well. And Winnipeg with the lead. Dedmon takes it just inside the 10. Heavy collision at about the 25 of Ottawa.
Of us to let go, and there just ain't enough road. There just ain't enough road.
Strevler had a rushing touchdown last week against the Ticats. Puts another one on the board here. That's his 5th of the season on the ground. Has 6 through the air. Ottawa will get the ball back on their own 26. Brown lays it out. Gino tripped up. Parker there to stop him, but it's a first down, Ottawa.
What I love about Drew Brown, like this is a difficult throw, and the accuracy of him, watch him pull this ball right here and throws it out to Gino with people in his face. But when you locate it that well, he can run with the ball. He doesn't get turned back. He can accelerate and put them in a position to get the first down. So just great accuracy on these behind the line of scrimmage throws by Drew here.
That was pretty much perfect, wasn't it?
Yes,
right where it had to be.
Exactly where you want it. You want to lead the runner and let him go.
Empty backfield this time for Brown. Gets it away quickly. And that is held on to immediately by Addison. And he gets about 8 yards on that first down. So second and very manageable for Ottawa as they look to respond with some points of their own here before the end of the half.
No huddle, but a lot of motion and movement by the Red Blacks.
Hardy and Addison in the slot to the right of Brown on that wide side. Gino to his left. Brown bouncing around. Ton of time. In trouble though. Can he get away? Doesn't look like it. He'll be taken down on the play. Willie Jefferson in his face the entire way. 3rd sack of the year for Big Willie. And we have hit 3 minutes here in Ottawa. Started well for Brown. A rough ride there from Jefferson.
Halftime coming up from Hamilton Stadium, or the Wind Machine as we like to call it here. We're going to break down the performances so far of Drew Brown, of course Chris Strevler, all of a sudden Winnipeg picking things up, and Joel DeBlanco will be joining us on set as we get set for the second half of our doubleheader. It's the Canadian Football Hall of Fame game.
'77th career sack for Willie Jefferson, 46 of them with the Bombers.
Sometimes the plays aren't there for you, Dusty, but you just can't lose 17 yards. You just want to help. You want to protect the ball, but you also want to help your field position for your defense.
Kevin fires it away. Vavel, far sideline. Quick burst back up just outside the 45. Let's take a look at that 17-yard loss again.
And what I thought was going to happen when I saw this, you see Woodbury at the right of your screen as you look at it. He's going to cover Pimpleton. He's going to leave his rush area, and then he's going to cover Pimpleton as release. Drew Brown's watching for Pimpleton, can't find it. Now he's in a chase position trying to find an open receiver, and sooner or later, Drew Desjardins is not going to be able to hold up against Willie Jefferson, so sooner or later, you just got to throw it past the line of scrimmage, live to fight another down. gain 17 yards on your punt, basically.
Strevler gets this ball on the 48, hands it off. Brady Oliveira takes it outside the Winnipeg 50. A 4-yard pickup there for Brady.
Good stop here by this run defense. Red Blacks. Cormier is doing a good job fitting in, making stops on the outside zone play, leave it to a 4-yard gain.
Third sack of the year for Willie. Has 13 knockdowns as well. Putting those long arms to good use all season long. 2nd and 6 for Strevler. Looks to his left. Throws in that direction. And it'll be incomplete. Strevler still just one completion here in the first half, but his team leading 14-8.
A little bit on the outside. You're going to have a vertical and an out cut at the sideline. This is a timing throw where the quarterback takes his drop and then throws the ball immediately. All he has to do is read the outside corner. Corner goes high. I can throw the outside. Just a little underthrown for Strevler. Okay, he's got to make that throw. It's a difficult catch for Wilson. Got to get the ball up a little bit more on the outside.
Sheen drops it into Dedmon at the 15. Finds a little bit of space. Spins it back out beyond the 35. A nice return from Devontae Dedmon. The NFL season is back, and TSN has your front row seat to the biggest matchups all season long. Get a 4-month pass for just $69.99. You can subscribe now at tsn.ca/subscribe/NFL. That offer will end September 30th. Of course, terms do apply. Making the play on Dedmon. He's got 11 special teams tackles on the year coming into this game. You can tack on another one. Ottawa will go on the ground to Adeboboye.
Rhett Cramdy really aggressive in there at that nickel or Sam linebacker position. Helps out on that tackle. Very intelligent football player. Love talking to him this week. Dusty talked about, I got injured my first year, and all I did for 6 games is just listen about Adam Big Hill, Willie Jefferson, Richie Hall, and I knew when I came back from injuries I'm going to be a great player in the league.
It's a decent group of guys to listen to, isn't it?
And now they all listen to him, from what I hear.
Bombers are going to bring some heat. Brown sees it, gets it away, but it's knocked down by Willie Jefferson. Got a hand on that one, brings up 3rd and 8.
Hardest part about facing this Bomber defense, Willie Jefferson doesn't have the sacks as much because they play a little bit more coverage. But when you have to get the ball out of your hands and there's a pressure situation, you can see he's at the line of scrimmage knowing the quarterback has to throw the ball quickly. And he says, well, I don't have to rush the passer. I'm just going to wait till the ball's in the air and I'm going to throw my big paws up and get a knockdown.
Dedmon lets it fly from the 30. Good kick, way up there. Vavel takes it at the 12. Vavel spins to not get away. Well, Ontario Wilson starting to settle back in his return to the Bombers. For more on that, let's send it back down to Claire Hanna.
Well, Dustin, you know what shadow boxing is, right? Ontario Wilson, he is the master of shadow receiving. Now, let me explain. Mike O'Shea will sometimes sit in on those offensive meetings, and he watches Ontario. Now, Ontario is watching the film, but he's jittery. He's twitching around in his seat. He's moving his feet. He's nodding his head. He is completely shadowing what he wants to do on reception. O'Shea says in his 15 years of coaching, he's never seen a player do that, but Wilson just told me, well, I want to get better at each route. I want to see exactly what I'm doing. And he didn't even realize he was doing it until O'Shea mentioned it to him, guys.
Natural instinct. Did you ever have a player do that, Latwell?
No, that's pretty weird, I got to say that. Like, as guys run those meeting rooms and in that meeting room, to see him head bobbing and making stick moves on defenders who are not there watching the video, pretty different. But obviously a great player. And thank God when Dalton Schoen goes down, they get him back. Get him a guy that the quarterbacks all trust and was a very productive football player for them last season.
Wilson has the only catch of the day for the Bombers so far. 2nd down here. Strevler's going to try to take off. Redwell, and he's gobbled up and taken down. Tayala
and he's going to recognize it. And defensive linemen got to be able to bench press blockers off him. Watch, he takes Pat Neufeld, throws him out of the way, recognize that it's a quarterback draw, and makes the play. Good awareness of what situation, what they want to do offensively, giving Strevler some runs, and great throw, great strength to throw the defender off, or offender.
Clock ticks down. Dedmon and Pimpleton wait to return this punt for Ottawa.
Not a lot of fun kicking. Don't really have a good guy to kick to here.
Dedmon takes it just inside the 30. Cuts it back. Ball pops out. It's sitting there. Winnipeg is on it with 8 seconds left and within field goal range for Castillo. What a turn of events late in the half.
Dedmon gets a jet bounce coming back inside. Just a huge hit by Ayers. Yeah, excellent play on the inside by Ayers. Creates this ball with 8 seconds left. One play, kick a field goal, get your opportunity.
Cadwalader with the recovery. Strevler now moves it to the middle of the field.
You call that centered for a field goal. So what you're going to do, the kicker likes it on the left hash. You're going to have a formation where you go ahead and move the ball physically to the hash you want it. You run that play. When that play's over, let the clock run all the way down, kick your field goal. So a huge, huge win for the Bombers at the end of this. Huge problem from a special team standpoint for the Red Blacks.
Castillo 84.6% on the year. Hit from 63 early in the campaign. This one will be a 44-yarder from just inside that left hash. Jamison Sheen to hole. It'll be the final play of the first half here between the Red Blacks and the Bombers. Castillo puts it up, and he knocks it home. And Winnipeg, despite completing just one pass in the first half, lead Ottawa 17-8, highlighted by special teams on a number of occasions, including this return from Trey Vavel.
The back of the end zone. This is deep. This is a 128-yard return for a touchdown. Cutting across the green. Putting in no doubt that he's going to make a play. Trey Vavel continues to be a force for the special teams of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Punt return touchdown. Kick return touchdown. And now field goal, missed field goal touchdown as well from Vavel. And that's really what jump-started this game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Had struggled a little bit to move the ball offensively, but Vavel and the big return after a miss from Lewis Ward really got them going, and now he stands by with Claire Hanna.
Well, Trey, that field goal return touchdown, you set a franchise record, 128 yards. What was working for you on that play?
I kind of just caught it in his ram, I'm not going to lie. When I returned the block, I just black out. My blockers, they did a good job, so yeah, I caught it, touched my blockers, and just ran.
How have you been seizing this opportunity as a rookie in the CFL?
Hey, God put me here for a reason. I'm trusting God's process. I'm trusting in my organization. They brought me here for a reason, so big shout out to the Bombers for bringing me here. Shout out to God, that's why I'm here.
Trey, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers lead 17-8 despite just 11 passing yards in that first half. Ottawa looking to get back on track. Braylon Addison stands by with Claire Hanna.
Braylon, your guys' first drive of the game leads to you scoring a touchdown. How positive was that start?
Real positive, not just because it was me, but, past couple weeks we've had slow starts. So, Coach Dice has been preaching all week, all season really to, let's come out and start fast. So it was big for us to get a opening drive touchdown, and, we got to just keep stacking in the second half.
You're a fan of Batman. I see the tattoo on your arm, okay? It's Batman Day. If Drew Brown was maybe Robin, what's it like having your partner in crime back?
I love it. I love having him back. I'm I don't think he would be Robin. I think he would probably be Batman, and I'd be Batman Beyond or something like that. You know, he's the leader. We go as he goes. You know, it's good to have, you know, the #1 guy back, and, you know, he's doing some good things this half. We just got to be able to protect him and make plays as wideouts and running backs to, you know, keep him hot and keep him going.
Thank you, Braylon.
Thank you.
Pretty good Batman knowledge from Braylon Addison with the Batman Beyond reference.
Nice.
You can tell he's a fan. Started so well. I mean, Drew Brown is 16 of 20 for 162 yards. Touchdown and interception, but just 8 points to show for it. We'll see if Ottawa can take advantage of some of their offensive success here. They will have the ball to start as we are underway in the second half. Crossover implications aplenty in this one. Dedman on the return, and he'll be taken down at the 30 by Ball. Let's take a look at Brown in the first half.
You know, high completion percentage, 80%, 162 yards. Getting easy pictures to throw. He's got the 1 interception. Look, tried to muscle it in there, but they got to just try to stay on the field, put themselves in position. You know, they've had long fields. They need to get a short field, get a takeaway on defense to create an opportunity for them to get the short field. But Drew's doing a good job. Maybe get the run game going, mix it up.
He'll be throwing here a ton of time. And he's got a completion to Gosselin, his fullback. So Brown in the first half, Addison 5 catches, Lewis 4 catches, Hardy 3 catches, Pimpleton 2 catches. So he got all the weapons involved a little bit, moved the ball, spread it out. But as you mentioned, some longer fields. Field goal that they missed would have put them up 10-0 at that point. And it ended up being the swinging momentum that we saw in that first half. Brown, pump fake, now lays one out there, drops it immediately far side. Gino Lewis tracked down from behind, but a big strike early, and the Red Blacks are in business.
Kate Burness is watching, and it's her favorite play, what you call a sluggo. It's a slant and then go. Winnipeg's looking into the backfield. Demario Houston gets beat on the sluggo play. You fake the run like you're going to throw a slant attached to the RPO game, and then you throw it to Gino on the outside. That's what was needed. They needed an explosive play. They only had 1 explosive play to start this in this first half.
54-yard strike to Lewis. Brown bouncing around the pocket. Guns it in there quickly to his running back, Adeboboye, and that'll bring up second down. Just 4 yards on that one.
Love what he does here. He doesn't like the picture to the field. Flips his hips, finds Adeboye. You know, 2nd and 5 and 2nd and 10 in the world of a offensive play caller and a quarterback. Huge difference. So to stay on schedule, put yourself in 2nd and 5, opens up everything they got in their system.
Gino Lewis, 100-yard game already. He'll go to the top of your screen and work there against Jamal Parker, I believe. Brown looks to his left. Now he's on the run, and he just has to throw it away, and they will settle for an early field goal attempt from Lewis Ward.
One of the issues for the Red Blacks has been, you know, so many injuries up front, different guys in different spots. It's a little bit of seepage here. They're in an empty position, a little bit of twist as they fall down. Lawson's in a position to be there, so they got to give them a little bit more of a pocket to be able to find those throws, especially when they're in those empty protections where they don't have help by the running back.
22-yard field goal attempt coming for Lewis Ward. Missed from 43 earlier, that resulted in 6 the other way. No miss here, no mistake at all. Puts it right between the uprights, and Ottawa on the board early in the 3rd quarter, but they trail by 6 at home to Winnipeg.
Chris Strevler, first half. Let's go through all his completions. Oh, that's the only one.
That's the one.
1 completion out of 5. He has this interception. Santos Knox, but this is what Chris Strevler can do. Quarterback counter. makes people miss. Big explosive run for the touchdown, or put the ball at the 1, and then the quarterback snake out of the unbalanced set for the touchdown. So they got to get rhythm. He's got to get some rhythm throwing the football. I don't mind if he keeps running the ball again, but sooner or later on second down, he's got to complete some passes.
95 yards of offense on the ground for Winnipeg. Just 11 through the air in the first half, and they'll start it in the hands of Brady Oliveira. That's his 10th carry of the ball game.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about, sometimes people say, well, you got to play the next quarterback. Put the next player in. You always hear that. Put the backup quarterback's always your favorite. Like, the coaches know better. Like, if you put the next guy in, he might be even worse than what you have in your building. And you know your guys and you know your players. So, is there a formula to win, Chris Trevor? Yes. It's a little bit harder because they haven't thrown the ball very well. But there have been games. Got to be careful what you wish for.
2nd and 7, nowhere to go. They bring the heat, and he's taken down. Cormier gets there, his first sack of the season.
Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brady's coming this way. Cormier is free. I don't think they have an answer for Cormier here. The ball's got to come out of your hands if that happens. There's a free player. They don't have an answer, or whatever happens, Cormier gets through that gap. That's very difficult when it comes through the A gap when everybody's covered like that. Nice sack by Cormier, doing some really good things in that will linebacker position.
Dedman takes it cleanly at the 25. There's a flag on the play. He's driven back at the 31. 49-yard kick.
You want to hear my pet peeve about the league? Okay, my pet peeve is this. We have great returners, great return game, always a flag on a return. And I'm not saying they're not valid flags. Oftentimes they're 90%. They are a called penalty. It's just so disappointing when you have great returners and how many times you get those.
Preaching to the choir, man. There's nothing I hate more than calling a return and then seeing a flag on the field.
Illegal interference, Winnipeg. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Trying to find it.
Ball will be placed at the 35.
Osh doesn't seem to like that call.
Ottawa with a scoring drive to start the half. We'll see if they can follow it up with another. Down 6. Adeboye pushing ahead. Tripped up but lunges forward to get 4 yards on that scamper.
Adeboye getting the bulk of the carries. Usually it's a 2-tandem with William Stanback. Stanback out with the injury. Daniel's getting more opportunities.
Willie Jefferson checks back into the game on this second down, 2nd and 6. Just 3 on that line for the Bombers. They'll drop everybody else. Brown assessing things over the middle, wide open. Addison midfield, first down Ottawa.
Great protection here as they empty out the backfield. He's going to run into the middle of the field. You'll see you're going to have crossing routes on the underneath linebackers. That holds the linebackers, and he just gets a level higher than that on the dig route. But the protection was excellent to let Addison get to that deep spot. And you can see once again the Red Blacks here, Dusty, calling it at the line of scrimmage. They do a lot of different things at the line of scrimmage that the Bombers have had to work on.
Moving everybody around, and they clear them all out. Near side, reaching back for it. And they're able to
That's a special
haul it in
right there. That's a
Akunavanu.
There's nothing more difficult than you're running in and the ball's placed on your back. So you got to stop your hips and try to come back and make that catch. Great play by Luther here, finding that ball as his momentum's going the opposite way.
9th different player to catch a pass from Brown in this ball game. They're down to the Winnipeg 50. Addison slides over to the left of Drew Brown. Now he'll pop in and take the ball. Good burst up the middle, and that is a first down, Red Blacks. 3rd carry of the game for Braylon Addison, goes for 7 yards.
Yeah, I like this. This is, hey, it's 2nd and 5. We're in an empty, which means there's no back in the backfield. Just move Braylon Addison into the backfield. You'll see him start to come in right at the last second. And as everybody's expanding the box because it's empty, just hand off a quick zone play. That's easily going to get you to 5 yards. Good scheme by Tommy Condell in the offense.
This time Addison will flare out into the slot to the right of Brown. Brown looks in that direction. Now he's going to step up, has a chance to take off. And he'll just lunge forward down inside the Winnipeg 40. First time we've seen him get out on the run today.
And that's one of the things you do have to counter. Winnipeg does not like to rush a lot of people, so you have to counter with a lot of people out in the routes. That's going to put your protection in a bind at times, because even though you're only rushing with 3 players, there's some talented players. Good run by Drew Brown there.
Red Blacks look to go empty again. 3 to the left, 3 to the right. Now they'll bring Addison in. Brown, pump fake, and batted down by Willie again. 2nd of the game, 15th of the year, and Jefferson causing issues for Drew Brown.
He's going to be right here. And as the quarterback's trying to figure out, he's going to see his eyes over here. And all he does, I can't get home, I'm going to jump. Gets 2 jumps, gets the knockdown. The hardest thing about Willie Jefferson's game, right? As you can see here, 93 career knockdowns. That's an amazing group to be with. Adrian Smith, some of those other guys. Great career for Willie Jefferson.
46-yarder from Ward. That one is up, and he misses it again. 2nd of the game. Brought back by Vavel. Oh, boy, look at this. He'll take it out to the 40. Gets a little bit of space, and finally they'll shut him down this time. Out beyond the 55. Willie Jefferson, 3rd on the all-time list. Doing that for over a decade in the Canadian Football League. Well, get ready for NCAA college football action as the Florida Gators go up against the Miami Hurricanes. That's a big one. That's a fun one. Tune in 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN Plus. The old spin around the bat routine.
This guy. Look at this guy. Oh, boy. And they're squirting him with water. Oh, boy.
Think about this, though.
It's like an old lineman pass set right there. It's like a...
That guy won the race.
Goodness.
What's the other guy doing?
Slip and slide.
Great crowd here today. Looks like a good time out there. A little bit jealous. We're having a good time in the booth too, Lab, but don't get me wrong.
He's got it better than us, talking ball.
Brady Oliveira runs into Darius Pickett, among others, and he'll be gang tackled down at the 50.
Nice run. Start the game. Oh, we got a little. Yeah,
there
like,
it is.
It's like a wardrobe gear. We got all this stuff you want. You want Football Canada? Come on. This is our flag football gear. I got one more I'll show you later. All right, Dusty, what size are you? What size?
Well, I was just going to say, if you want to get the same blue shirt I'm wearing, it's at the Big and Tall store. There's Streveler, 2nd and 6. Streveler's going to look to his left. Now he's going to take off, but can't go anywhere. They got him again. Aiden John in the mix.
The pressure from the Red Blacks is what's doing it. Darius Pickett comes off the front side. You'll see him blitzing off. You'll see him somewhere show up here, and Brady's got to run over and try to make that stop. And then Streveler's trying to sort out whether it's picked up, and then he has to start scrambling because he doesn't trust it. The defensive linemen are in tune that Streveler's going to run. You can see them exit their pass rush. Go make the play.
His kick. Way up there. Way up there. And now it's bobbled. Ottawa will get back on it. And Darius Pickett able to secure the ball. Streveler couldn't find anybody, had to take off. And Aiden John takes him down. A picture-perfect day in Ottawa at TD Place, and that kid is just loving it.
Rock on, baby. Let's go. Almost hit Mom in the head. There's Waldo. Where is he? He's right there. He is.
Nice. That's one of those hilariously oversized hats.
That would be a regular for you, right?
No, actually, my head is very normal size. Yeah.
You're just a giant.
I'm just a very tall man with a normal sized head. Brown in trouble, but he buys himself a little bit of time. Now he's going to heave one down the field, looking for Pimpleton. Wants a flag, not going to come. He is working against Evan Holm, but there is a flag back down inside the 15 for roughing the passer.
What are we doing, bro? Roughing the passer, Winnipeg number 33. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Tony Jones, the guilty party.
Tony Jones is trying to play contain. See here, as he starts to scramble, Drew, you just can't lead with your head like that. You don't want to make that hit. That's not good, right? That could be a grade 2 conversation of a grade 2 roughing the passer. Just hold him up there as the ball's out.
Tony Jones was involved in the play last time, which knocked Drew Brown out for a few games. They'll hand it off here. Tony Jones has 35 more defensive tackles than anyone else on the team. 82 on the year. Nobody else even remotely close.
You know, and interesting that he also leads the team in sacks.
Yeah.
So you can kind of show, like, this team, you know, really, they want their defensive linemen, right? They're going to play a lot of coverage, and they're going to let these linebackers sometimes get sacks. It shows that productivity is just not there at the defensive line in the sack department as your middle linebacker leads.
Adeboye pushing ahead, and that will be enough for an Ottawa first down.
A little bit about what I like to call the belly flip pay. Fake the speed sweep. Fake the speed sweep one direction. Flip it back to your tailback. Block down. Pull your guard or tackle around. Find a crease. Get the yardage for the first down on 2nd and short.
It was a pretty good fake because it almost had me. I was this close to biting. This close to biting.
I ran that last night, my son's youth team, right there, for the win.
Here's Brown down the middle of the field, lays it out for Addison, and nobody home on that one. Addison was trying to work back around to the ball, but Retta Cramby step for step with him.
Double move play on Retta Cramby. Retta Cramby recognized it. Every once in a while, you're going to take a shot play so we can see. Going to come up and you're going to have a move like this and then go, but I really thought good coverage, and if you even look, have an understanding what's going to happen is the field halfback is running over the top. You can see even, or you see Cam Allen over the top trying to make a play on it. Good coverage on the double move on 1st and 10.
Second time today they've tried to get Addison down the middle against Cranby. Hasn't worked either time. Now on 2nd down, they're going to run it. Addison takes it up to about the 50, and that'll be it. They'll kick it away with Noah Getman.
Keep flipping the field. Keep creating a long field for the Bombers. Sooner or later it'll go your way for either points somehow. Field goal or touchdown.
Vavel stands on his 10-yard line for Winnipeg, ready to return this one. A couple of big ones off missed field goals already in this game, including a house call for Vavel. Getman bangs this one up there.
Big kick. Great location, too, right on the sideline.
Bombers have the ball back again. They lead 17-11.
No yards.
Well, 2nd-year Red Black Lucas Cormier out of Mount Allison continuing to settle in here as a key contributor first career interception a couple weeks ago against the Lions. For more on this, let's send it down to Claire Hanna.
Well, Dustin, when I asked Bob Dice about Lucas Cormier, he said he's the guy you want your daughter to marry. He's hardworking, he's authentic, he's adaptable. And when the Red Blacks drafted him from Mount Allison University, he was a safety. But Ottawa said, can you put on some weight and become a linebacker? Something he willingly did. Now, this might be his third season, but as you mentioned, 2 games ago, he was rewarded with his first CFL interception. Today, his first CFL sack. And Cormier told me the longer you play football, the closer you realize you are to being done and not being able to play anymore. And he wants to look back and say he put everything he had into the game and be happy when he eventually walks away. And for the record, he's engaged to his college sweetheart, so nobody, including Bob Dice, should get any ideas because he is off the market.
There you go. He's just getting started with the Red Blacks.
Highly recruited. He talked about Calgary and Western, 2 national programs, but he wanted to stay close to home at Mount Allison.
This will be handed off. I have an 8-year-old daughter who will obviously never get married and stay at home forever. But that's a great story about him and his fiance.
Yeah, and you know, he talked about it like, hey, when I got here, they didn't say play safety. They moved me. They burned the boats. They just said, hey, listen, go to will linebacker and start. And the hard part is he talked about, I'm just trying to get my eyes right. And what does that mean is, like, as linemen move on a football play, that tells you where the ball goes. And he just got to get in tune to how the box is different than a free safety picture.
2nd and 8. Empty backfield here for Strevler. Wants to throw, can't, taken down again. That is not going to work. Molden is there this time.
Defensive line doing a great job. They're going to just start to rush and just wait. And as Strevler can't get a feel for it, he doesn't like the picture over here. If he has no else to go, people are going to fall back. You see Malden falling back in over the left tackle spot to be able to make the stop. Strevler needs some more options instead of maybe half-field stuff each time. You got to give him more pictures in front of his face.
2nd sack of the season for Malden. Dedman takes it at the 25. Heads near sideline. And now just gang tackled by 50% of the Bombers on special teams.
All day, every day. Yeah,
what do we got there? Lord, some color in there. Yeah. Malden's at the top of the screen. He just falls back inside, and Strevler won't be able to see that as he starts to scramble and go. So the coverage is really what creates this sack. He didn't like any of what the routes were to the field. Starts to scramble. Here comes Malden with the shot. What do we got? Look at Cormier right here, watching, excited. It's a good young player for this Red Blacks team. Good draft pick for them, 2nd round pick.
Ottawa starts in their own 38. Brown, oh, he's hammered as he throws, and it is bobbled in multiple flags here. Brown took a heavy blow from Cameron Lawson, I believe.
Pass was incomplete to Keelan White out on the
major
perimeter.
Foul, roughing the passer. Winnipeg number 99. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Cameron Lawson, I believe, is right here. He comes through. You got to control your body. Right? Can't lead with the head. Can't deliver head-to-head contact. Really good one-on-one on the outside. Great throw as he's got a guy right in his face. Just Keelan White's got to make that catch for him.
There was an injured Bomber on the play as well. It's Jamal Parker. He is up, walking off with the training staff. Lawson not happy with the call. 2nd roughing the passer in the last 2 possessions against this Bombers defense. And it'll be Ottawa on their own 53 late in the 3rd quarter. Down by 6. Drew Brown's at 248 yards passing. Strevler's at 11. And Brown and his team trail. 4 options to the left. That's where he goes. It's Geno Lewis. Wrapped up immediately, but he held on to that one. And it got about 6 yards on first down for Ottawa. Red Blacks are 1-8 when trailing after 3 quarters. They'll try to change that coming up here at home against the Bombers. Winnipeg Blue Bombers leading the Red Blacks 17-11 as we get set for 4th quarter action. I'm sitting next to walking billboard Paul Appolice, who's made another wardrobe change. Yes. This guy's unbelievable here.
Canada Flag Football, reach out if you want some of this awesome gear. We got the gloves. Like, I don't know.
You can do it.
Do
this guy like this, I think.
Right there.
There you go. You got it. Nice work. Look at this.
All right. Look at that.
That's pretty good.
All right. 11 yards passing. How about that? That's kind of a crazy stat right there.
Huge game, though.
Huge game for both these teams for crossover repercussions. And, you know, but the Bombers doing what they need to do. They're on the road. They made some plays special teams wise to put them in the lead when they're not getting a lot of yards in their passing game.
Big one for those 2 coaches. Winnipeg trying to snap out of a 3-game losing streak, their 2nd of the year. Last time they had 2 3-game losing streaks in the same season. You gotta go back to 2015. That's 10 years ago. Fat boy, I also want you to coach with those gloves on. I want the other nations for flag football saying, who's this weirdo coaching Canada wearing receiver gloves?
There's a couple guys I was going against wearing high-top Air Jordans, and I was like, all right, maybe I could wear my Air Jordans on the field.
1st and 10 from the Winnipeg 40. We've seen the Red Blacks stall out a few times in this area and not being able to finish on field goals. Some pressure, high ball, taken away. Look who it is again. Cam Allen, his 2nd of the game. And he's going to take this one all the way back to the 40. Finds a little bit of room on the block. And they'll track him down from behind. A touchdown saver. Drew Brown drops another one in the waiting arms of Cam Allen. Have yourself a day.
This is a run play, and when you have extra people coming at the point of attack, you usually have a kill. What is a kill? You have a throw built in. So he tries to throw it. It's a little bit high, gets tipped. Cam Allen's right there. That's the difficult thing about throwing through defenders that are coming to hit you. The Bombers make them pay that it's a little high. Cam Allen, huge return, put him in field goal range.
His 1st and 2nd CFL interceptions. The 2nd one's got Winnipeg in business. Strevler dumps it off. Dembski, flag on the play. And Dembski is tripped up by McGowan.
I didn't know where to go, boy.
Hey, you man. Oh, God. What? Come on.
Probably going to be a holding call here on this screen pass to Dembski, this check down screen.
Holding. Winnipeg number 53. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
So you can see on that play as the free rushers are coming to Drew, he's trying to get that ball out of his hand. He's got to throw it a little bit higher. Allen's in a good position to see it, recognize it, and make the play.
No, that's him.
Holding call against Winnipeg. Will back him up. 1st and 20 now from that Ottawa 28. Brady Oliveira waits. Doesn't get it. Strevler turns. And now Strevler's going to run up the middle. He's tripped up and taken down by McGowan.
And this is, you know, this is another run by Strevler. They just got to give him things he trusts and throws. It doesn't look, as you watch some of these plays, it just doesn't. I don't know if he's got a feel for whatever they're running. Every time he doesn't seem to like the picture, and he takes off and scrambles.
Winnipeg does not have a 1st down in the 2nd half and just 5 in the ball game. Yet they still nurse a 6-point cushion within field goal range here to add to it. We'll see how aggressive Strevler is or isn't on this play. Looks over the middle, lays it out there. Oh, Let's get another look at this. Darius Pickett on Carrick Wheatfall.
Pickett does a great job moving from a Sam linebacker to be in a position. He gets his head out of the way. He's using shoulder. Huge hit on the perimeter.
Training staff still chatting with Carrick Wheatfall, who's emerged as, outside of Dembski, the most reliable threat in this Winnipeg offense. On the wrong end of a big punch from a Darius Pickett. Well, good news, Carrick Wheatfall is now sitting up after a hellacious clean hit from a Darius Pickett. The league has looked at it and has ruled that it is a clean hit. And you'll see right here, Pickett, shoulder, right into the chest.
Doesn't use, yeah, he doesn't hit. The blow isn't delivered to the head. He doesn't lead with his head, leads with his shoulder. This is probably the biggest hit I've seen this year that is a clean hit, that there's no discipline coming from the replay center.
And a round of applause from Ottawa fans here at TD Place as Wheatfall gingerly walks off the field. And he will head directly to the room, and likely the last we see of him this evening. That was on second down, incomplete due to the hit. And now to be a field goal attempt for Castile, 35 yards. Jamison Sheen to hold. Winnipeg looking to bounce this lead back up to 9. And Castile sneaks it through just inside the upright. Well, coming up, we've got the Hall of Fame game panel at Hamilton ready to go for this one, and another outstanding class here, Lapo.
Brian Chu, just an amazing center for a number of years. When I first came, I remember Olafoye, watching him. God, thought he was a great player. Scotty Flagel, I loved his talk last night. You saw everyone on social media, had a beer and had a toast to everybody. That's a good one. And Jermaine Copeland, man. His tools as a pure receiver was amazing. You watch him from Tennessee to everything else. His great career in the Canadian Football League, and Darryl Hall there.
They'll all be featured. Hall of Fame game coming up from the Hammer. This will be handed off to Adam Aboye, and he'll take it out beyond the 45. There it is, Elks and Ticats. Hamilton trying to stay atop the East. Edmonton watching this game probably very closely. They try to get themselves into the crossover conversation. And of course, 2025 Hall of Fame class will be front and center for that game. 2nd and 4 here for Brown. Gets it away, bobbled and incomplete. Trying to find Addison. Might have been just enough for the first down. But once again, Ottawa will have to kick it away.
You'll see him come out and kind of either run a choice or an option route underneath. They've spread everybody out, and he just turns. Just the ball's a little bit off, or he doesn't just secure that catch on 2nd and 5.
Kyrie Wilson there to disrupt Addison just enough. Getman in to kick it away to Vavel, who stands on his own 15. A little bit of a lower driving kick this time. Trying a few up there a little bit higher. Vavel gets it, but he's wrapped up immediately and taken down Darius Pickett is all over the place, but it hasn't been enough for the Red Blacks just yet. They trail by 9 at home. Welcome back to Ottawa. There's a shot of Strevler and Dembski. Dembski has a catch in 84 straight games. He does not have one yet in this one. In fact, Wilson is the only guy who does. Strevler is 1 of 6 for 11 yards with 11 minutes left in this game. Just the one target to Dembski, which came back on a hold, actually.
I think you're going to continue to run the football with a 9-point lead here and keep minimizing how many throws they do. So it'll be hard to keep getting that.
They'll give it to Brady into the pile. Got about 5.
And this second-ranked run defense for the REDBLACKS has been a really good job today, holding this run offense down. You can see that crew: Milt Stiegel, Terrence Edwards, Nick Dempsey, Clarence Denmark. You can tell I coached in Winnipeg 3 different times because I coached all those guys. Great players. Joe Popolowski, excellent. James Murphy, right? Nick's can do so many different things as a ball carrier and a receiver, really coming to his own as a receiver in that slot position.
2nd and 5. Strevler gonna run it again. This time finds a little bit of space, tracked down from behind, but not before. He picks up a first down for Winnipeg.
And we believe that is the first down of the second half.
It is
for Winnipeg here. Looked like quarterback an isolation play for the quarterback. 2nd and 5, should be able to get the first. Good run blocking.
Yvonne Santos Knox is down on the field at the Winnipeg 30. Santos Knox, 60 tackles on the year. A couple of tackles for a loss, a couple of knockdowns as well. Big part of that linebacking group with Pickett. He's going to be up with a bit of a limp.
Got to start in Winnipeg years ago.
For so many years during Winnipeg's great runs, this is the time they put together a drive here. There's Santos Knox.
Okay, he drops out. Then he adds up as Brady's trying to get a piece of him. Something happened on that contact right there.
They're going to bring some pressure. They'll hand it off to Brady. And he's able to bust through the line. A very late flag coming out. They're going to be a horse collar tackle. Didn't slow him down much, but doesn't matter. Got their hands up around the back of the shoulders there, I believe.
REDBLACKS not doing anything besides saying, hey, we're going to pressure right here. We're going to blitz everybody, try to blitz every gap, because we expect you to run the football. You can see the horse collar right there at the end.
Major foul, horse collar tackle.
On Davion
Ottawa
Taylor.
number 43, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Athletic linebacker from the University of Colorado there. And the problem is sometimes if you block everybody in those blitzes like that, you can hit second level. There's no players in that second level if you pop some of those blitzes.
Moves the ball all the way up to the Winnipeg 51. REDBLACKS in a desperate situation to find a way to victory today. In a little bit of trouble right now. Oliveira takes it about 1.5, maybe 2 yards on that first down. Going to be 2nd and 8 for the Bombers.
See, here's 2nd and 8. Definite pass yardage situation. What happens here with Strevler, but they give to him What is his favorite concept? What do they like best? What do you feel he completes well?
Crowd at TD Place trying to get in the head of Strevler here. Trying to find somebody, anybody, over the middle, wide open. And it's out, down inside the 35. Kokorin is there. Second catch of the day for a Winnipeg receiver.
Yeah, Joey Corcoran. What's going to happen is, first of all, the quarterback's going to look over here. He doesn't like the picture, and then he's going to progress back to what's in the inside. Joey Corcoran, who came into the game, first round, not a first round pick, but a pick for Winnipeg last year from the University of New Hampshire. As Strevler scrambles, they lose sight of Corcoran. Big explosive play for the Bombers, and their second pass completion of the day. Is that correct, Dustin?
It is their second pass completion. It's their longest passing play of the day as it goes for 24 yards. Now they'll look to run it again back into the hands of Brady. Of course, if they do have to settle for a field goal here, that would take the lead up to 12. It's the 9th catch of the year for Kokorin. Second and 8. See if they can get Strevler through the air again here. He's 2 of 7 with an interception in this one. Brady Oliveira empties it out. 4 options to the right for Strevler. Is he going to try to take off through the middle? He will now. Got a piece of him. Still pushing ahead, and eventually they'll stop him just inside the 30. So it'll be another field goal attempt for Sergio Castillo.
Milk.
There are a certain amount of plays in a football game where you've got to make sure you stay humble in the pocket, or keep your feet ready to go. This is a double move on the perimeter they're trying to take. It is wide open. Bang, vertical. Strevler's just got to hold his water a little bit longer, and then there's his touchdown, right? Like, he feels he's had pressure all day. You just got to hold your water a little bit more, and then he throws that. That's a one-on-one. There's really no on-one. He's just got to locate the football. It's a touchdown. So
just a split second longer, Lapo?
Just a split second longer, and sometimes you always talk to the quarterback, hey, this one, you need time on this one. Make sure you hold your water on this. Give it a split second, even if you got to throw it with somebody right at your feet, because you don't get many of those opportunities in a game. That's a great shot opportunity for them.
Injured player on the field. It is Lorenzo Malden. As they look at him, we will step away as we await another field goal attempt from Sergio Castillo.
Lorenzo Malden injured on this play right there. Going against Stanley Bryan as he goes, gets pushed, gets knocked down.
And walking off the field, holding his left arm. Not a good sign for Ottawa. Castillo's 2 for 2 in this game. This will be a 37-yard attempt to push the lead up to a even dozen with 6.5 on the clock. Dedman waits in the end zone just in case he has a chance to have a Vavel moment. Castillo, though, not going to allow it. Smooths it through. Winnipeg leads 23-11. For more on Retta Cramby, let's go back down to Claire Hanna.
Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find a player that's had a more challenging start to his CFL career than Retta Cramby. During his first training camp, his brother passed away, and then when he eventually returned to the team during his first game, he tore his hamstring and was placed on the 6-game injured list. But he used that time on the injured list to listen and learn from teammates like Adam Bighill, Brandon Alexander, and Nick Taylor. And now, when all hell is breaking loose on defense, Cramby tries to be the guy that players look to for some direction. O'Shea called him a shepherd and then quickly said, you know what? I'm going to call him a shepherd assassin, because he's devoted to making his teammates better, and he assassinates offenses, guys.
Put it on a t-shirt. The shepherd assassin. Here's Brown down the field. Incomplete. Was looking to find Addison in a little window there, but Cramby has become pretty important piece to this defense, hasn't he?
Well, it was interesting talking to him in interviews. Some guys just don't talk a lot of football. He talked football. I said, what do you got to do against Ottawa? Hey, they're on the line of scrimmage operation. We got to handle. And I have to be, as the kind of leader of defense, I have to change what guys do. When we say, hey, when they change what they do, we're going to change our call. The players and coaches say the more we gave this guy, the better he got. He had an understanding of everything. Started out as a special teams player, earned his opportunity to play one of the most difficult positions in the CFL, the nickel position.
Brown down the near sideline for Lewis. Lewis got it. Turn back. Hold it in. Gino Lewis's big day continues, and oh, did Ottawa need that one.
Gino makes the catch over Dexter Lawson. It's a one-on-one opportunity. Throw it up to my big guy. Spot it anywhere. Lawson gets lost, not understanding where the ball is. Gino comes down with it. Nice secure, understanding where he is on the sideline.
Goes for 29 yards. Brown is knocking on the door of another 300-yard game. He's already got 11 in his career. Comes back over this side of the field again, and Gino Lewis working against Demariel Houston has another first down for Ottawa.
Good understanding of what's happening here. He knows the one-on-one's on the outside. He throws to one-on-one. As everybody walls inside on the inside routes, he takes the outside throw. Good throw by Drew. Good recognition of coverage.
Brown looks that way again. Pump fake pressure coming. Gets it away. Way up there. Almost hauled in by Hardy, but he probably would have been out of bounds anyway. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Good job throwing it away, trying to hit a wheel route up the sideline. Didn't like the picture, so he brought the ball down. He was able to throw it away, keep 2nd and 10.
Three-down territory for Ottawa here, down 12 with just 4.5 to play. Field goal not really going to help much. Lewis at the top of your screen this time. Brown gets it away quickly. And that is held on to by Keelan White. And that'll bring up a 3rd and a couple.
All-out blitz by the Bombers. Expecting the ball to come out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Nice throw by Drew through the blitz for the first, or for the 3rd and 3.
Injured Bomber down on the field. Dietrich Nichols, I believe. Bit of a crowd there, but yeah, there it is. Dietrich Nichols. 2-time All-CFL, 3-time West All-Star. 8 knockdowns this season, but does not have an interception just yet. His fellow defensive halfback, Evan Holm, has 4 interceptions to lead the team. They're going to stretch Nichols out here a little bit.
He's at the bottom of your screen. As he pressures, he just kind of jumps up and then lands funny. You see him as he goes up to make a play on the ball, and when he lands, just comes off it. That's something when he landed.
It's been a mainstay as this Winnipeg defense has lost a few players over the last 2 to 3 years.
Been a great boundary halfback.
Hey, for 5 years now, half a decade, he's been outstanding.
You know, and that guy, you know, he has to do a lot of different things. The boundary halfback is somebody who has to play low in the low. What does that mean? A low zone player. At times he's got to play a high zone player, which means deep 12 yards. But also he has to move over and play free safety at times in this defense. So he's got to go to the middle of the field. So there's a lot of checks that happen in your boundary halfback. The field's a little bit shorter there. So the ball's, you know, the ball's in the air a lot shorter. You've got to be a great player on that boundary halfback spot, and he has been.
Looks like they bring Dexter Lawson in to that position. It'll be empty for Brown. Now Addison thought about coming over. Flares back out to the right. Brown's going to look downfield to the end zone. Lewis batted down. On 3rd down, he looked for it all. And a turnover on downs for Drew Brown. down, and the Ottawa offense. What'd you think of that play call, Apple?
You know, you got 3rd and 3. I know you're throwing to your big guy, but you got a 3rd and 3. There's, I think, a post in the middle of the field. Emptied everybody out. You only need about 3 yards for the first. You could get it with a quick short throw and then keep going, take your shots. You took the matchup to Eugene Lewis.
Gino was working against Vavel, who I think came in because they moved Lawson to replace Nichols. They decided to attack Vavel there, but makes the play. There's the story of the game right there. Ottawa so far this season, in their 4 wins, they are +9 in the turnover category. In their 8 losses, they are -8. And they're a -3 today, kind of telling the story of this football game.
Well, you could say you go to the other side. Why does the Winnipeg Blue Bombers lose football games this season? Because they're the worst turnover margin team in the Canadian Football League.
36 turnovers, 37 after the one today.
So, you know, when
Timeout, Ottawa.
it's the most important, besides scoring, I believe turnover margin the most important. So for the Bombers, their success is going to come when they protect the football. And as you just said, same thing with the Red Blacks. Just hard to overcome when you have those turnovers. And again, one of them on special teams, the defense didn't get back on field. I don't want to say turnover, but the missed field goal where your defense doesn't even get back on the field. A couple of points on special teams.
So Ottawa's offense today, just 11 points. In their first 7 games, they averaged 21.1 points per game. In their last 6, several of which Drew Brown has missed, they were averaging over 30.6 points per game. So an offense that had been clicking has come up dry a number of times so far in this one. Now they tuck it into the hands of Mitchell. That's one of their better offensive plays of the ball game. He takes it out for a first down. 19 yards.
A little bit of a chest pass here, just show run one direction, flip it to Mitchell going the other way to circle the defense. Gonna get the Red Blacks defense here. You know, they haven't given up obviously a lot of pass yards. That's also how Winnipeg's running their system. Okay, but they have held in check the run game of Brady Oliveira for the most part. Just some critical errors for the Red Blacks.
Strevler himself up the middle, got a block, lunges ahead, and that's going to be another first down for the Bombers. They look to seal this thing away. We are inside 3 minutes at TD Place in Ottawa, and Winnipeg leads 23-11, looking to put the brakes on a 3-game losing streak. We are just getting started with our CFL coverage today on TSN. The Hall of Fame game still to come, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Elks, Ticats from the Hammer with the Hall of Fame class on display in that one. Ottawa once again looking for answers. They were so good at home last year. 7-1-1.
Best record in the Canadian Football League.
About to fall to 2-5 this year. That's a big swing right there. Brady Oliveira pushes it ahead. Get him close to a 100-yard day. That's his 18th carry in the ball game.
Is it 88 before that carry?
Yeah,
Timeout, Ottawa.
Probably rated 99 after that. Looked like it went for 11.
Really good block by Patty Neufeld. Rolling and kicking out to create that lane for Brady Oliveira.
Winnipeg, between Brady Oliveira and Strevler, 28 carries, only attempting 8 passes in this game, but looks like it's going to be a recipe for success today here in Ottawa.
Not all the time, but today it is.
I am curious how many times a team has won a game with 3 completions.
Yeah, it can't be
many.
Not many.
Winnipeg will be at home next against Hamilton. Strevler keeps it himself. And a flag at the end of this one. Shakur Brown. Strevler, not necessarily a slide here.
Yeah, it's going to be head-to-head combat, I believe. Even though Strevler's down low, it's very hard for Shakur Brown to figure out how this plays out.
Roughness. Ottawa number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Unnecessary roughness to call on Brown.
For the helmet-to-helmet contact. Even though Strevler's pretty low, that's a difficult thing sometimes for the defense, for any defender. Shoulder to the helmet.
Yeah,
shoulder to the helmet.
Helmet to helmet.
Yeah, shoulder to the helmet.
Hand it off again. Ace stats man John Pearlberg's handed me this. Week 3, Dustin Crum at Calgary, 9 completions to beat the Stamps. That was a crazy weather game. That was a crazy weather game. I'll say this, perfect conditions for football here in Ottawa today. Winnipeg needed this one in the worst of ways. Having had a 3-game losing streak earlier in the year. Not want this one to run the 4. Now they're going to bring Dembski around. Do they toss it to Dembski here? Nope. Hand it off to Brady Oliveira once again on 2nd down, and that'll bring up 3rd down. And another field goal attempt for Castillo. Dustin Crum watching on. Big game today. Drew Brown's your #1 guy. You're going to go back to him here, but Dustin Crum had played relatively well as of late.
Yeah, I think that's a difficult thing to do. Like Drew Brown, this offense has looked the best functioning throughout the time Drew Brown's been here. He's your guy. You got to go back to Drew Brown. It's just not Drew Brown's what caused the loss today. I don't think you put it all in.
A lot of other miscues. I mean, 2 interceptions that I'd probably hang on him, but a lot of miscues. Lewis Ward misses a couple of.
Okay, fumble right before the half on a punt return.
That led to points.
Return touchdown. A couple big returns. A couple missed field goals.
That was the first interception of the day for Cam Allen. This one was the 2nd. Allen on the other side of balls that were a little bit overthrown.
You know, this is one of the things the Winnipeg Blue Bombers needed to do. You know, they are one of the worst in the Canadian Football League in giveaways, but they don't have as many takeaways as they normally have. They're 7th in the Canadian Football League going into this game with only 24 takeaways. So a couple takeaways this game helps them, puts them at, I believe it was +3 in turnover margin. Yep. You're going to win every 95% of the games. You're +3 in turnover margin.
The 2 interceptions for Cam Allen. He did that twice during his career in Purdue. Back on October 16, 2021 at Iowa, and then at Minnesota the following year. And 2 on the road here again today in Ottawa. So you add that to the list. And Red Blacks fans heading towards the gates. With their team down by 15 in a game that we set off the top. They want to stay in the mix. They almost had to have this one. Here's Dedman in his return to the line. Home is there, and there's a flag on the return again. Tough day for the team on the field, and a tough day for the fans as well.
During the return, illegal block, Ottawa number 89. 10-yard penalty, first down.
I hope those were empty.
Zipper face.
That sums it all up right there.
Not a happy zipper face.
Penalty on the return. That'll back them up as well. Well, Apple, where does Ottawa go from here? Still 4 wins on the year. They're into a bye, and then they get the Riders, I believe.
Well, get whatever healthy bodies you got to get left. They've had a lot of injuries to their line. Hopefully after the bye, you get healthy and keep proving people that you're doing the right things. Get Drew Brown on task and win some games down the stretch.
Brown. Back across into the waiting arms of Gino Lewis. Big day for Lewis. 9 catches and over 150 yards.
Back up!
Brady Oliveira, by the way, 100 yards. Right on the nose on 20 carries. Brown. This time to Justin Hardy. It's another 300-yard game for Drew Brown. 12th of his career, and this is 26th career start. He'll fall to 12-13-1, and 1-3 versus his former club in Winnipeg.
And you know the thing, some games you have to have that understanding. Like you asked, what do you do from here? He's like, well, we made a couple of critical errors, and if you look at the Canadian Football League, that when you finish -3 in turnover margin, 90% of the league's going to lose those games. So they just got to learn from it. Try to win their games down the stretch. That's all you can do to keep showing that, hey, we're doing the right things. This team went to the playoffs 1 season ago, did have the best record in the Canadian Football League at home. But when you get injuries to your starting quarterback, I think that makes it very difficult. You saw what Montreal went through for a time. Saw what the Calgary Stampeders went through a little bit as they lost. It's difficult to win when you have your next guy out.
Yeah, Montreal had a 5-game losing streak that they recently snapped. Back to White. That's another first down as Ottawa, no problem moving the ball here in garbage time. Back to the drawing board here for Bob Dice.
Had some injuries up front. First round draft pick Pelios.
Back to Hardy again. He'll take it down inside the 15.
Some talented receivers here. You got Hardy, Lewis, Balin Anderson coming off a great game. Got to continue to get healthy at O-line.
Flag here as Brown lets it fly.
Offensive line jumped. Winnipeg will decline this.
Procedure,
let the clock run.
Ottawa. Penalty will be declined.
The Ottawa REDBLACKS just 11 points at home against this Winnipeg squad. Time ticks down. Brown dumps it off. And Adeboboye tackled by Tony Jones with 3 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, hats off to Winnipeg. They came into they went on the road, came across the country, and in the first drive of the game, Ottawa went right down the field, scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Winnipeg stayed within this, made some plays on their special teams, and were able to win the game with Strevler throwing for 54 yards passing.
And one of those was the little toss to Dylan Mitchell, which almost was essentially a handoff.
Trying to set this clock right.
3 seconds back on the clock. Now they'll blow it in. As Lapo mentioned, Ottawa drove the field, looked brilliant on their first possession of the game. Nothing to show for it points-wise after that. They'll throw it in to Pimpleton, and they'll have a late touchdown. But that'll do it. 26-17. Pimpleton's first receiving touchdown of the year comes at the end of this one. Drew Brown goes over 400 yards passing with this final drive. But in the end, the Red Blacks are still dead last in the Canadian Football League.
Pimpleton is a very bright spot for this football team. Running, receiving, and returning. He's
26 years old, too. He'll be around for a little while, yep. Lewis Ward knocks it through, and 26-18 will be your final lap. But what's the big takeaway for you from this one?
I think the road team did what they had to do to win a football game. There's a lot of talk about the play of Chris Streveler. Well, it's a three-phase football game. That thing Mike O'Shea always talks about, hey, play three-phase football. Special teams made a bunch of plays today that helped them get some scores. Defense got a bunch of takeaways. So Winnipeg came into their own. Even though they didn't get a great day offensively, 2 out of 3 phase worked for them.
Special teams and defense getting it done for the Bombers. 172 yards on the ground between Brady Oliveira and Streveler, and Winnipeg grinds out an important win on the road in Ottawa as the Red Blacks fall to 4-10 on the year. 26-18 the final. That'll do it for us from Ottawa. Let's send it to Kate in the panel in Hamilton.